feels weird. Feels very weird. We're talking about Detroit and the draft, and it's not about what can they do to avoid a 3-win season. Now it's like, what can they do to go to the Super Bowl next year? Weird time. Hey everybody, I'm Cortez, and I'm a critic, and we're talking about the Detroit Lions, and ask the question, did this draft class just make them Super Bowl contenders? It's amazing. It's beautiful. Sports are beautiful when you can talk about a team like Detroit Lions and not go, Detroit, they suck. Anything else? Now you gotta say, Detroit, they're good. They're scary. Could they win the Super Bowl? Huh. Weird time. So, looking into the draft class, I think Detroit literally didn't say F the picks, but they literally said, we want him, we want him, we want him. Are you sure? Yes. But we already got someone like that. I don't care. We want another one. And another. And another. We all, before the draft, they traded their 3rd round pick, which I feel like trading a 3rd round pick is no longer considered the 3rd round pick. The 3rd pick is like, ooh, a 3rd round pick. You sure? You sure? Okay. You sure? Okay. So when I see them trading a 3rd round pick, not only did they take a 3rd round pick, they traded for a corner from Tampa, a team that they will play again this regular season. So that'd be fun. So we're playing in the conference, a team that you made in the playoffs, and you took their corner who was a part of their Super Bowl winning team. Not saying that Carlton Davis brings that type of aura with him, but he's still a starter, and he still knows how to play the game. So, and then you go into the draft and you do this. With the 24th overall selection in the 2024 NFL Draft, the Detroit Lions, who are also hosting the draft this year, congrats to them, great event. I wasn't there, but it looked great on television. Terrion Arnold, corner, Alabama. We knew they needed corner. Some people were thinking Nate Wiggins, some people were thinking Kool-Aid. I think Terrion Arnold fell right in their lap, and I feel like everyone in the NFC North was thinking, damn. Green Bay, and you got him. So now you got, with the first pick, you got 2 starters already with Davis and Arnold. You already got 2 picks, highly contested corners already, which I feel like everyone else if you think of Detroit, all of it, corner was the big question mark on their front. I think now that has moved to linebacker. I know they got Campbell last year, but when it comes to, like, ooh, shiny, linebacker don't have that ooh, shiny moment. The defensive back department, ooh, shiny. Defensive line, Hutchinson, ooh, shiny. Offensive linemen, well, ooh, shiny. Quarterback, go. Ooh, running back, go. Gibbs and McGregor, ooh, shiny. Receiver, Sam Brown, Williams, ooh, shiny. Everyone, tight end, shiny. Ooh. Linebacker's not that shiny. But with Arnold now, at least the defensive back department is now, ooh, shiny. Trademark that, ooh, shiny. So definitely highly contested corner, bring it into a team when he could be going against Roma Doomsday, Christian Watkins, and Justin Jefferson. So definitely smart to pick. And then they did it again. In the 2nd round, with the 61st selection, the Detroit Lions selected Ennis Rakestraw Jr., corner out of Mizzou. I honestly thought Tampa was going to pick him, because when Tampa was on the clock, I was thinking, okay, we're going to get a corner to replace Carlton Davis. And we went pass rusher. I know we need a pass rusher too, but Rakestraw, I felt like, was a 1st round pick that just somehow kept pushed down. I mean, Nate Wiggins went later than I thought he was going to go to. Kept getting pushed. Kool-Aid went to the 2nd round to the Saints. So I feel like everyone just got pushed. Everyone just got pushed. Push it back. 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 Everyone just get pushed. and he landed in there. So before Carlton Davis, Detroit got 2 starters already. Drafting them, young, 10-plus year veterans possibly, and Davis there. So now you got 3 corners that can start probably right away. That just makes the defense even more formidable now. Because not only are you going to throw the ball quickly to avoid Hutchinson and coming from sacking your quarterback, but if you throw the ball at Aaron throw, you got 3 corners that are going to say, mine. Not to mention, don't forget, they drafted Branch last year. Brian Branch. So you got 4 defensive backs in that secondary that are ball hawks, that are professionals, that make impacts. That's what I'm thinking. Did Detroit just guarantee a trip to the Super Bowl? Should Detroit fans start getting their tickets to New Orleans for the Super Bowl? I don't know. I mean, anything can happen, but we make a lot of decisions based on paper. So to me, yeah, definitely big. Then they took a break. They took a break for a couple picks. And for almost 60 picks, actually. And then in the 4th round, Detroit was like, what? No, we're on the clock? Okay. This guy. So with the 126th selection in the 2024 NFL Draft, the Detroit Lions select Giovanni Manu, offensive tackle, University of British Columbia. I thought Detroit's offensive lineman situation was solid. I thought it was good. I mean, you got Ragnow, they got Decker, they got Sewell. I thought they were good. I thought that was okay. So, one, they got a new offensive lineman who was projected to be a left tackle for Decker. So I guess I'm thinking insurance policy and potential or future replacement. The big thing is that the gentleman, he came from University of British Columbia. I find that fascinating for very similar the same way I feel about all players get drafted from schools that when you're ready, you go, oh, there's a school called that? Or, huh, that's a school, that's a small time. Not like a Bowling Green, Northern Illinois kind of small. This is small like, I don't see it on, well, hopefully soon, NCAA football video game. I don't see that school in that roster. I don't see it. Sorry. So there is a diamond in this rough. And this guy could potentially be a future steal that will make the offensive lineman decades longer more formidable. And who knows, this guy, I put him as a later, but this guy could potentially be contributing probably earlier in package situations, heavy set packages, goal line, short yard situations. He could be that valuable guy that come in that maybe he not develop, but 1 or 2 plays in those type of situations, he could be valuable, very valuable. So I'm putting him as a later because injury does plague my decision when it comes to offensive linemen, but this guy could potentially be a steal. And he found him at United States British Columbia. Fascinating. Definitely excited for it. Then we go to still in the 4th round. With the 132nd selection in the 2024 NFL Draft, the Detroit Lions select Sion Vaki, running back, Utah. I'm sorry, my dude. Else. I put you as an else. The big thing is Montgomery is still there. He didn't look like he locked. Gibbs was formidable. Very similar to the way I felt about the Green Bay thing. You got 2 running backs that I felt like have solidified their 1-2 punch. So I'm looking at you going depth, special teamer, something more valuable beyond. With running backs already being viewed as committee and nothing else, no more bell cows anymore, sadly. It just feels that you will need to contribute in some regard, maybe a 3rd down back situation to help out, but I feel like Gibbs is that 3rd down back. So we'll see how you do it. We'll see what you do in preseason. We'll see what you make impact, but for all I know, you might be running the bench for the whole season, especially with Jared Goff and receiving weapons now, so I feel like he'll be not just as formidable passing the ball too. So we'll see. We'll see, but this might be an else. You might ride this 1 year, and then we'll see your rookie season, and you might go somewhere else and have succeed somewhere else. that probably needs running backs. Who knows? But right now, this year, you might be running the bench, dude. Contribute where you can. Do more. But you already at least third, even though you're projected to be as a fourth, according to ESPN.com. You're a fourth projection as the fourth on the depth chart. So, good luck to you, man. Then we took another break, and then Detroit came back with their last 2 picks in the 6th round. So with the 189th selection, the Detroit Lions select Mahik Wingo, defensive tackle, LSU. Mr. Wingo. Detroit runs a 4-3 defense. I understand that. Marcus Davenport and his impact. Aiden Hutchinson, first round selection, has been not even close of disappointment ever. I feel like the defensive tackle department don't have the flash and pizzazz that the defensive ends have. I'm going to put you as a now, because I'm letting a little bit of biased pedigree carry me with LSU. But also, I feel like defensive tackles rotation when it comes to stopping the run is valuable. So we'll see what you do. But I feel like that you're going to make a splash. You're going to come in, make some noise, maybe not be a right away starter or thing, but I feel like you're gonna make it. You're gonna make the roster, and you're gonna be in rotation earlier than expected. That you're gonna make some noise. You're gonna make some noise. I'm feeling it in my bones. That I just feel that you're gonna come in and you're gonna make some noise on the defensive line, on the defensive side of the ball. So I am just effort and intensity. So very similar to how I feel about some players. There's something about him that I just feel that keep an eye on him. Keep an eye on. This guy just feels a little bit like his stats, his draft selling does not dictate what he is. So that's what I'm feeling. My gut feeling pick. And then your last pick with the 2 in the 6th round, the 210th selection in the 2024 NFL Draft, the Detroit Lions selected Christian Mahogany, offensive guard, Boston College. A guard position doesn't get the credit it deserves. I feel like it's center and tackle, and then guard is last. And even then, left and right guard, I don't get the same type of indication like a left and right tackle does. So, like I said, the Detroit Lions offensive lineman I thought was solidified already, but they got 2 offensive linemen in this year's draft. One I feel like could be a steal with development. The other one, this last pick, feels more like depth. Even though he is projected to be a right guard, and he's currently viewed as a 3rd stringer. So we'll see what he does. I'm still putting later because I believe offensive linemen deserve a little bit more opportunities, because I feel like they have a higher chance of getting hurt. When an offensive lineman gets hurt, it could devastate an offensive chemistry, cohesiveness, rhythm, all that. So I want to put Christian still as a later because of depth and how important offensive lineman is. That even if he rides the bench, I'm still saying he is just waiting for the chance to come. Maybe not this year as a starter or even major contributor, but injuries happen, could force him into that ready and waiting and potentially in for a play or two or even a game or two down the line. But we'll see that probably after week 8. So when the season gets a little bit longer and wear and tear starts to piling up on some players. So we'll see. Plus, if Detroit clinch a playoff spot early, he might get some playing time in the last 2 games of the season, because Detroit have already clinched a playoff spot and they don't want to hurt their players. Who knows? Speculation's wonderful. And that's the Detroit Lions picks. Now, what is my grade? Well, we all felt they were contenders already, and this felt like solidified. So if they're contenders already, then they are super contenders now. The acquisition of the 2 corners just feels like they solved the problem and then some. Carlton Davis was already there before these 2 gentlemen were even called. And now with them, it's just been like, all right, we got plenty. We got plenty of help on the defensive side, which I feel like is going to help. We just asked for Campbell to please be less aggressive offensively. but I feel like the Lions defense should be a little bit more feared in the NFC North than we thought originally. So to me, they are contenders. I'll even go far as say that these might be the team you look into potentially being the number one seed based on the player they have already and the player they got in this draft. Seriously, I consider them to be that type of team that they might even surpass San Francisco as number one team, that people will have to go to Detroit to go to the Super Bowl, and that is wild thinking that out loud. This draft was that good for Detroit. Did they win the NFL draft? No. The team I thought that did is another video for that. I'm not going to spoil it right now. But right now I feel like Detroit is probably they're top 10. They're top 10. Maybe top 5, but right now they're in the top 10 without me looking too detailed. But they're definitely top 10 draft. I think they got 2 home runs and the rest they just filled with great talent. So, and that is the Detroit Lions, and that is the NFC North. And like before, we go from the NFC, now we're going to the AFC, and we're going to the AFC, very terrible segue, the AFC North. And the team we're talking about, the team that I feel like has the biggest questions at quarterback because of health reasons. So we're going to start with the AFC North by talking about the Cincinnati Bengals and figure out, have they finally figured their offensive lineman problems to keep Joe Burrow healthy? Because without him, Super Bowl seems so far in the distance that you'd rather just have your eyes closed. So until next time, I'm Cortez, and I'm a critic. Thank you very much for watching.